but a fundamental consequence of the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy, or messiness, always tends to increase for a closed physical system. A simple example. If I took a jar and I put salt on the bottom and pepper on the top, I'd have white on the bottom and black on the top. It starts out kind of organized. If I shake that jar, it turns gray. I could shake that jar literally for 1,000,000 years. It is never going back to white on the bottom and black on the top. Now, I could use my organizing energy. It would be tedious. It would be slow. But I could separate out the salt from the pepper and get them back the way they were originally. But it would never happen just by accident. It takes an organizing energy to overcome entropy. If something is made, whether it's a donut or a daffodil, an airplane or an elephant, there is a maker. Entropy proves the existence of a divine creator. And for life forms, the divine creator has written out a longhand message in the DNA that programs for our being. Using an alphabet of only 4 letters. Your 4 basic letters are cytosine, guanine, adenine, thymine. They are arranged in a double helix. Of course, the message is 5 billion units long because we are quite complicated creatures. The secret of reproduction is that the C's only like the G's, and the A's will only pair with the T's, and the feeling is mutual. And what do we have here? We have a little sex, reproduction happening. The DNA strands are separating, new partners are being aligned, 2 is becoming 4 and can be more. Hey, now we are into life sciences. This is my favorite part. Inside my head is a magnificent computer called the brain that is electrically wired to every part of my body, including my voice box, where there are 2 vocal cords that move together and apart and vibrate, much like a banjo string, and generate a sound wave that is transmitted invisibly through the air to your ear, where that sound wave vibrates your eardrum, causing a mechanical transmission of energy through the 3 tiniest bones of your body to move a fluid which vibrates nerve endings to generate an electrical message that is carried up to your brain, where my message is comprehended continuously. Every single system in the body is similarly organized and complicated. What color is the center of everyone's eye? The center part in the front. Black, that's right, because it's a hole into the dark center. Light comes in through the cornea, passes through the hole. The lens adjusts to focus the light rays on the retina, where there is a photoelectric chemical process that allows the light energy to be switched into an electrical message which the nerve carries up to your brain. Now, one of my more profound life experiences occurred in medical school studying the cornea, believe it or not. The cornea is just the front part of the eye. It's absolutely clear, smooth, curved, tears flow over it, the eyelid moves over it. When we studied the cornea microscopically, it was apparent that there are 10 thin layers of tissue, 10 thin chemical cellophanes laid down and fused just to form the front part of the eye. That doesn't happen by accident. The entire body is that way. No matter what you choose to study, it's superbly organized, magnificently designed and engineered, and works in a way that is downright magical. You guys know what a red blood cell is? Yeah, it's the cell that carries oxygen from the lungs to the body. In 1 second, my body makes 4 million red blood cells. So does yours. In the time it takes me to say this sentence, my body has produced 20 million red blood cells. If you study biochemistry, you learn the chemistry of how the body works. You remember photosynthesis, where plants take sunlight energy and put it into food molecules? Glycolysis is the reverse process, where the body extracts energy from the food molecules and stores it in ATP. There are tiny, tiny enzymes, catalysts, proteins that are like little machines. Over on this side, they're breaking apart a sugar molecule and grabbing the energy. Over here, they're jamming a phosphorus on to make the ATP. A single enzyme in 1 second can do that to 500,000 molecules. That's the tempo at which our body works. It's downright incomprehensible. I'm going to do one more high-level physics with you. If you guys understand this, you are up there with the geniuses. I am talking Albert Einstein. At the beginning of the 20th century, he figured out his famous E equals mc squared. This is the equation for atomic or nuclear energy and explains the interconvertibility of matter and energy. All matter is made of energy. What this equation shows is that it takes an astronomically large amount of energy to make the smallest bit of matter. Or conversely, each particle of matter has a large amount of energy in it. Let's look at the equation. Energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared. What's the speed of light? Come on.
186,000 miles per second.
Thank you. 186,000 miles per second. That's a large number. When you square it, meaning you multiply it by itself, that becomes a very gigantic number. Even if you start out with just a little bit of matter, but you multiply it by a humongously gigantic number, you get a large amount of energy. This is the equation for atomic energy. 40 years later, after Einstein figured this out, we proved he was correct by making the atomic bomb and subsequently nuclear power plants. But it's not just the radioactive elements that have this huge amount of energy in them. Every single atom in the universe, every single atom in our body is composed of these huge amounts of energy. And in order to make each atom, it not only took gigantic amounts of energy, but some kind of organizing force, totally incomprehensible, to jam all that energy together and make it stick and form matter. In my opinion, that's another proof of God. Hey, physics has proved to you that what I'm saying is true. So what really is going on here? We are